another side of this trade discussion is, what's going to happen with Jimmy Garoppolo now. So Adam Schefter did report that the 49ers have no plans to move on from him right now. I mean, people have been saying that. Also, Steve Weich, I think that's how you say his last name, right?
Yeah,
Steve Weich.
close enough.
So he spoke to John Lynch at the BYU Pro Day, and John Lynch basically said the same thing. But he did say that he would absolutely, entertain offers if they came. So what do you think is Garoppolo's value at this point? They're still kind of trying to play the, both sides of the ball here. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I think you want to increase Jimmy's value as much as you can. So realistically, like, what do you think would be his value?
So here's two sides of the coin, right? Right now, Jimmy Garoppolo has value based on 2019, based on the way that he's played, based on how many games he's won, right? Let's say he goes out there next year and has a subpar season. Not saying that that's what's going to happen, but it's in the range of outcomes. It is. Now his trade value is in the basement. I'll tell you this. If he plays next year, which I think he will. Let me go on record in saying this. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starting quarterback week 1 for the 49ers. Week 1.
That's not crazy.
And honestly, no, it's not. But honestly, I think it's the smartest thing for this front office to do. Seriously. Jesus. So this is the smartest thing I think for them to do, right? You already have a roster that we all agree, many would agree, it's probably one of the top 3 rosters in this league. This is a team that, even with Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever you want to say about his deficiencies and things like that, is an 11-win team. And you know how I know that? There were so many games last year that were lost based on quarterbacks throwing 4 picks instead of 2.
Right.
Like, just knock some of those picks off, and this team still can win. And that's absolutely true. It's not a knock at Jimmy Garoppolo. He's easily the best quarterback that's on this roster right now because it's basically him, Josh Rosen, Josh Johnson. And I'm not trying to be funny in any way. I still see him as a starter. I still see him as a guy who, when healthy, can lead them to 10, 11 wins and a playoff berth. But you also hedge your bets. You hedge the bet that if, God forbid, something happens to Jimmy Garoppolo this year again, or if, God forbid, Jimmy regresses, now you have a plan for the future because you don't want to be stuck next year. Let's say the 49ers win 10 games, 11 games. That puts them at the bottom in the first round. And I know that pick is gone now, but I'm talking about the thought process.
Right.
And then you're stuck because this quarterback class doesn't look as deep as it does last year. I think it's just a perfect storm when it comes to contract, quarterback class, who you value. That's what's kind of got this going. So I've got Jimmy Garoppolo starting in 2021. If he plays 16 games, 17 games, and he's upright, this team wins 11 games. And that's me being nice. That is really me being nice just because of how good this defense is. Now the offensive line is improved. You can literally do everything that you want to do as far as scheme on both sides. So Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start, and this team is going to be competitive. Imagine being a fan of a team that could be competitive to the level that I'm talking about, deep playoff run, which is very possible, and still being set up for the future with a quarterback. Just the Chiefs were the last one to do it. Yeah, the Chiefs were the last one to do it. No knock on Alex Smith. They were perennial playoff teams anytime that Alex Smith lined up. And that's what Jimmy Garoppolo can be. I'm not trying to compare them. Please don't kill me on Twitter about it. I'm just talking about situations. You pick Mahomes not because it's exactly what you need, but you see the vision and you see what happens. And then after that, if Jimmy balls out in 2021 and, let's say whatever they want to move, his value goes through the roof. You know how many people would kill to have a starting quarterback? Some people are this close away from competing, and that's where I'm at with it right now. So Jimmy's going to be back, and if he balls out, then he just boosts his value. And who wouldn't want to root for that? Because if he plays well, that means the 49ers win games. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, and I don't think it's crazy to say that Jimmy Garoppolo will be starting week 1. I think I still think that's a possibility. And I really don't think they're in any rush. There's no pressure for them to move off of him. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it would be nice, but again, they don't need to. We've already seen what they've been able to accomplish in free agency with his contract. So they're not going to feel pressed to make any move that, doesn't ultimately benefit them.